Hello and welcome to Goddess Resurrection. My name is Britta and I am your host. And today's episode is episode number 21, and we are talking about tipping your scales. Tip your scales. Now, we're going to dive into that in just a few moments, but I want to say hello first. Hi. Hello, my gorgeous sisters. I hope that you have had a wonderful, wonderful Thanksgiving. If you are here in the US and maybe in the rest of the world, you've just had a lovely week. Despite all of the craziness of the world, despite all of the, end of year urgencies that are popping up, right? Everybody wants to just get everything done and get all the shopping done and get all the preparation done. And so, reminder, stay in your breath. Stay in your breath and stay in your feminine energy as much as possible. And that's what really today is about. Tipping your scales into the feminine energy. And so I invite you to just take in this visual for a few moments. If you can close your eyes, great. If you cannot, then just see if you can imagine it with your eyes open, or come back to it later when you can close your eyes. But basically, go ahead and focus onto the breath. Focus onto the breath and remember that this is all about the feminine energy. The feminine energy is your ascension energy. The feminine energy is your goddess power. Now, this does not mean that we are judging or eliminating the masculine energy. Not at all. We love the masculine energy. We all have the masculine energy within us. And so go ahead and close your eyes and really see yourself, visualize yourself, perhaps from the bird's eye view. So you have the right hemisphere, yes, the right side of the brain, which is normally, assigned to the feminine aspects. And then we have the left side of the brain, the masculine hemisphere, which is assigned to the masculine energies. So now think of it as the right side of the brain shows itself on the left side of the body and the left auric bodies. And the left side of the brain, the masculine energy, shows itself in the right side of your physical body and within the right outer bodies, right? So think of it as it crosses over. So your feminine side is the left side of your body, but it's the right side of your brain. And the masculine side of yours is the right side of your body, but it's the left side of your brain, right? So it does cross over. And so get a sense for it and maybe feel into it, maybe visualize it with different colors. The goal here is for you to recognize and get a sense for yourself on how you're feeling your energies. Because remember that from the get-go, millennia worth of masculine conditioning that sits deeply within your soul, right? It sits within the memory of your subconscious mind. You have been deeply conditioned with the masculine energy, by the masculine energy, simply because of the feminine suppression. We were only allowed to vote about 100 years ago. So there was very little power of a woman's voice, very little power of a woman's choice, right? Women were property. We were bought, we were sold, we were traded, we were used, we were abused, we were suppressed. What this did externally, we know. But let's focus on what this did internally. It made it normal to think. It made it normal to overthink. It made it normal to overschedule. It made it normal to serve and give and please and walk on eggshells and not rock the boat. But it also now recently has made it normal to overshare and be overly demonstrative and be overly empowered and independent and be overly sexual and be overly free to do whatever. And that is all masculine energy too. That's not feminine energy. That's all the masculine energy within us now as women, because we are in a human woman, female form, now being able to do whatever we want and speaking loudly and having sexes with many people as we want to and being independent and looking to live our independent lives and making the money and doing the business and having the fun, right? That's all good and well. I just want to make sure we all understand the misperception. It still is not authentic feminine empowerment. That is what we would call false feminine empowerment, because it's still the masculine energy within. So we're just acting as if we're equal to men. We're just acting as if we are like men, but in a woman's body. And if that's where women are at, it's fine. But it will not create true happiness. It will not create the deep inner fulfillment, the wholeness, the sense of, deep connection with self that we think it will. It will empower the ego. It will be all about the external, and it will be the same vicious cycle as it has been for millennia. The masculine energy dominating within. And so this is where really the work needs to now deepen. That you, my gorgeous sister, realize that it's up to you and only up to you. It's your job and only you can do this job to actually tip your scales, to actually learn to balance, to actually learn to practice and try out being in your feminine energy and recognizing that there is tremendous power within your feminine energy, and it's actually the feel-good place. It's the place of flow and guidance and intuition and joy and foresight and deep knowing and really truly being the boss, really truly being in charge. Because remember, your masculine energy is not meant to be the guiding energy. Your masculine energy is not meant to be the boss. The masculine energy really is the serving energy because it's connected to the physical. The feminine energy is the guiding energy because it is connected to your soul and to your light. Right? The feminine energy is the spiritual aspect of you. Whereas the masculine energy is the human, the earthly aspect of you. And so this is a very, very big, important perception shift that you want to be considering, that you want to be playing with for yourself. That the masculine energy within you within yourself, right? You as the masculine energy that is you, that's the masculine energy that's taking orders, right? So imagine your masculine energy standing here on the right side, right? And yes, of course, the masculine energy is super important for playing human. You cannot play human without the masculine energy. It is the action. It is the manifestation. It is, the one part of this experience. But remember that the masculine energy is here to serve your soul. This human experience is meant to serve your soul. in clearing all of the karma, in continuously deepening your healing so that you can ascend. This human experience is meant to do one thing and one thing only. It is to serve your soul's ascension at this time, which means light embodiment, which means you have to be in your feminine energy. You have to shift your focus. You have to tip your scales to the feminine energy, little by little, breath by breath, day by day. Recognizing that, yes, your feminine energy is the guiding energy. And so for you to be in your feminine energy, more so continuously, will then tip the scales for you to realize and recognize and understand that, oh yeah, because when you're having your insights, when you're having your knowing, when you're having your inspired downloads, that's when you then give it to the masculine, but you always stay in the feminine. And so then the masculine energy is the one to put it into action. The masculine energy is the one standing there with a clipboard, taking the orders. And so the big shift is really about giving the power to the feminine energy. You inside of yourself, never mind what the world is doing. You within yourself are to give the power over to your feminine energy, to your higher self guidance, to your intuition, to your feeling of rightness, to your deep, deep, deep knowing and inspired downloads that you then give, share, relay to the masculine you to then put it into action. And so the masculine, of course, is going to be fighting this. The masculine within you is even going to fight giving the power to the feminine. The ego body that is you is going to fight giving the power to the feminine, because you are deeply conditioned, and the subconscious mind has been the same that comes with every embodiment, with every new lifetime, right? The brain, the body, that's brand new with every single lifetime, with each new lifetime. But your subconscious mind has been with you through each and every incarnation. The subconscious is attached to the soul. So this old patterning of the masculine being in charge, in whichever way it's showing itself within your life. Because whether or not you're still feeling insecure or shy and not speaking up and suppressing yourself, or you're way over the top being so free, so empowered, so independent that you don't need a man. That's both ways are a masculine energy conditioning. Just to be clear. Because even remember, the projection of the masculine into the feminine is masculine energy. The feminine energy has no conditioning. The feminine energy is pure light. The feminine energy is pure joy. The feminine energy is pure flow. There is no wounding. There is no toxicity. There is nothing within the feminine energy that is not pure light, because nothing can attach. Nothing human, nothing earthly can attach to the feminine energy. Hence, dark feminine, toxic feminine, dysfunctional feminine doesn't exist within the feminine energy. This is a huge misperception that's out there right now. And I want you to stay present to this vision. The feminine energy is pure soul light. It is the projection of the masculine onto the feminine that makes it appear toxic or dysfunctional or wounded, right? Because when we're in our wounding as a woman, and let's say just the classic example of a woman being overly emotional, right? And a woman, for example, acting out emotionally. And we've addressed it in one of the earlier episodes, but I want to come into it again because it's super important for you to make this choice for yourself, for you to have a clearer understanding that a woman being overly emotional and dramatic, that has nothing to do with the feminine energy. That is conditioning. Conditioning is masculine. That is her thinking in old ways, dramatic ways of thinking, thought patterns. That's masculine energy. Her speaking from this emotional overwhelm, that's masculine energy. The emotional conditioning, the emotional chemical patterning, that's also conditioning. That's a part of the physical body. That's also masculine energy. That's all a part of the physical. We're needing to feel the emotions, and feeling in and of itself is feminine energy. Being able to feel, allowing yourself to feel unconditionally without thoughts, words, or actions hooking into it. Now you are using the feminine energy to process through the human masculine conditioning. Let that sink in. Emotions are masculine energy. Emotions are human patterning. Emotions as well as thoughts are a part of the human masculine aspect. It is only when you are allowing yourself to breathe and feel and be without thoughts, without words, without action, that you are now choosing to be in your feminine energy. And from the feminine energy, you address the human conditioning. From the feminine energy, you now tip the scales by spending more and more time very consciously within your feminine energy. You can, from this place, address the wounding, because only love heals. And the feminine energy is love. The feminine energy is the open heart. The feminine energy is the light, the healing light. So it is from your feminine energy that you feel the emotions. It is from your feminine energy that you observe the thoughts. It is from your feminine energy that you witness the old inner reaction patterning. And it is from within your feminine energy that you are able to stay in the breath and not react. It is from within your feminine energy that you're able to observe the thoughts and not engage them. It is from within your feminine energy that you are able to feel and heal the emotional wounding. It is from within your feminine energy that you recondition, repattern your human aspect, your human self. So basically, it is from your feminine energy that you upgrade into better and higher thoughts, higher perceptions, into healing unconditionally the emotional wounding so that you can feel more clear. Because when you heal the emotional conditioning, what is left? a neutral state, which then from the feminine energy, you now open up into your soul feelings. From within the feminine energy, you already are the joy. You already are the strength. You already are the clarity, the wisdom, the compassion, the authentic empowerment. It's already within your soul, in your light. It's already who you are. So when you're feeling centered and when you're feeling calm and you're feeling joy for no reason and you're feeling trusting and at peace with life itself, this is when you are in your feminine energy. And from this place, you manifest. From this place, you now give this into the masculine energy that's standing there waiting with his clipboard ready to take orders, to now manifest from this place of soul feelings, of trust, of joy, of authentic empowerment, of clarity, of worth, of wisdom. From this place, manifestation is now going to be supported by the light, as well as going to move more smoothly because of its high frequency. So again, it's very important for you at this point to really pay attention to when you are in your masculine energy and how it works and how it is still affecting you mentally, emotionally, physically, energetically, in all facets of your life. Now, I am very lucky, I am very blessed that I get to have an occupation where I can be in my feminine energy all the time. Because I have mastered my mind. I don't think. I only think if it's necessary. And even then, it's most of the time not necessary, because from within my feminine energy, I see so clearly the solutions. I see so clearly the path. From within my feminine energy, I receive all the guidance I need on how the best timing, on how the best path, on how the best way of addressing in this moment, in this situation will be. So the more that you spend time within your feminine energy, my sister, and I hope you are breathing, I hope you are focusing onto your deep, slow, conscious in an exhale, is that you want to really become aware of how much of a difference this will make for you in the long run, and come back to yourself, seeing, sensing, feeling, visualizing yourself. Both sides fully active and open and alert, but the masculine energy needs to be retrained into open acceptance, into being the one taking the orders. That's the healthy way for the masculine energy within to be. If your masculine energy is pushing, controlling, forcing, rushing you, judging you, then you are in a toxic masculine energy within, because this is the result of millennia of suppression. This is the result of millennia worth of conditioning. This is the result of ego, body, fully taking over of the masculine energy, because the masculine energy is so susceptible to the ego, everything external, right? So again, yes, we want to maintain a balance. Yes, we want to get into a balance. But first things first, you need to tip your scales to the point where the feminine energy is your priority. And again, it doesn't mean that the masculine energy isn't just equally as important, because it is. Otherwise, you wouldn't even be able to play human. But in terms of top shelf, in terms of where are you receiving your guidance from, it has to be from your light now, in the new earth, in the ascended form. Because it's the real you. You cannot trust your earthly conditioning in the ego perception any longer. Right? Because this is where the knee-jerk reactions live. This is where the shutdown lives. This is where the fight, flight, freeze lives. This is where the judgment lives. This is where the fear lives. This is where everything lives that is a part of the illusion that we are now here ready to outgrow and out-heal. And that can only now happen by you really paying attention to tipping your scales. Make sure you get used to, make sure you practice being in your feminine energy all day. And you can still be actively in your masculine energy at the same time. And it's going to be a little challenging in the beginning because you're not used to it. But come back to this visual of yourself that the right side of your body is the masculine and the left side of your body is the feminine. Are you holding a lot of strength in your left side? Are you holding a lot of fullness in your left side? Are you holding a lot of weight in your left side? And is the right side the masculine of service? Is the right side healthy and cooperative and in worship to your divine? Is your right side, is your masculine side of worship, of devotion to your soul, to your light, to your highest path, to your light embodiment? See, that's where you need to get to. That you make sure that whatever it is that you say, whatever it is that you think, whatever it is that you choose in terms of action is of service and devotion to your light. And this has to become an inside reality for you. That both are equally important, both are equally powerful. As we can see, we've just spent millennia of the masculine being completely in power. And we see what has happened as a result of it. Right? Earth, humanity is pretty out of balance. And so are we gonna undo that? Yes. The only way is by bringing the balance back. And that means you tipping your personal scales into the feminine energy for a while until it becomes so comfortable. And it includes healing. It includes healing of yourself, and it'll strengthen you because you will fill in more and more of your light. And from here, the masculine energy is going to become healthier. Because the masculine energy is meant to be listening to the feminine, taking the cues and the guidance from the feminine within you at all times. And this is how you will excel. This is how you will do well in all of your relationships, in all of your business manifestation pursuits, as well as within your own balance and healing of your physical body. Right? This is the way of the new earth. So pay attention to it being possible for you to always be in the feminine energy, for you to always be feeling your left side, for you to always be breathing and feeling connected and in your guidance, and still functioning within the world, still functioning within your day-to-day at work or at home. And if you feel like you're not, then okay, notice that, because it is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. This is a deep, deep, deep process. But as soon as you notice yourself not being in your feminine energy, because you're always going to be in the masculine, you're in a human form. So you're always going to be in the masculine. The masculine just needs to get healed. The key is to always be in the feminine, because you've forgotten how to always be in the feminine. You've forgotten how to stay aware of both of your sides. You have forgotten how to guide the masculine energy from your feminine. You have forgotten. And that was on purpose. And now is the time for you to remember. And now is the time for you to take full responsibility. And now is the time for you to make this your main practice. Ask yourself, am I still connected? Am I still in my feminine energy right now? If you're not, come into the breath. Come into the breath. Come into your inner connection. Come into your center. Come into your peace and calm for a few moments so you can feel yourself again. And then from here, coming back into operating the physical, but staying connected to the feminine, staying connected to your true self, your intuition, your sensory, your feeling guidance. This is not emotions that are guiding. Remember, that's masculine. No, feeling guidance is guttural. It's intuition. It's heart. It's sensory. It's reading energy. It is the spiritual aspect of you, the true you, that is now the guiding force. And because of the guiding force, being of oneness, being of inclusivity, being of fairness and grace, the masculine energy has nothing to worry about. He's included. He's one. He's loved and honored and respected. As the feminine, you're divine. Soul light is here to play human and is to be in charge. So play with that. See the visual. Feel the visual. Get used to which side of yours is heavier. Make sure you keep putting weight. Keep tipping the scales into your left side of your body, into the feminine side, which means breathing, feeling, sensing, trusting, staying connected, being in the breath, being grounded, staying centered, listening, right? Being deeply connected within your feminine energy over and over. Come back to it over and over and over again, my gorgeous sisters. Mwah, 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 mwah. I love you so. And I am thankful and grateful for you and your energy and your time and your presence and your light on this planet. And I'm sending big hugs and kisses to you and yours. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Until next Friday. Ciao for now.